Hey, what's up? I'm Roy with R&R Training Consultant Group. Today we're going to talk about draw a stroke and how I draw my pistol and what seems to work for me and a lot of other folks, and what that thought process is behind it, and how fast and efficient it can be, and how it's applicable to multiple environments, right? Competition, concealed carry, however you're going to carry your pistol, whether it's inside the waistband or outside the waistband. It's just a Safariland holster on a drop from Safariland. It's got the Sniper So Shop strap on an Eagle battle belt that I'm just wearing around without the inner belt. I have the ALS for my retention, and I have the nub mod on there on the ALS, which makes a big difference. I'm the only one out here. This is a private range. I own this range, so just know that I'll be pointing a safe direction for all you Nazis out there. This is an unedited one-take video. So in order to draw a pistol, you need to first establish grip, defeat retention, right? Whether that's just the leather holding it, the Kydex, the leather in the Kydex, if you have a hood, a button, an ALS, right? So you're gonna defeat retention, establish grip, defeat retention. Now you can heel into it with your palm, or you can apply pressure on the front sight to the holster, right? And while we're doing that, as it clears the holster, it's gonna drop your elbow. So from here, we're railing out, right? And as we rail out, we're looking wherever the center of our vision is. Sorry, I got a little notification here on my phone. Wherever the center of our vision is, wherever we're looking, we're just gonna simply bring the sights there and pick up the sight. So I'm looking at the target, and I'm also looking at my sight. Now, this is where instinctive shooting comes in, is that you don't necessarily need your sights inside of certain distances. That's a myth. If you have enough time behind the gun, you're gonna know the general vicinity that your rounds are going to end up. If that makes sense, if you've shot enough, I'm sure that makes sense. Or at least at the bare minimum, as you establish grip, defeat retention, heel comes up, these hands meet as I come out. I know where I'm looking, that's where my sights are gonna end up. So if I know that's where my sights are gonna end up, then I can hit in that area. And if you practice that enough, where you draw and you're prepping the trigger and you break that presentation shot, right? You break that presentation shot because you're prepping the trigger on the way out, that you know where those rounds are gonna end up. So I'll go ahead and do it live over here. Right, now you really want that presentation shot to be a little faster. So if you decided to pull the trigger and you're going to break a round off, you've already made that decision, you're not just pulling your gun out, right? Then you're gonna prep the trigger on the way out. So I'm prepping. I know my gun, as soon as these sights get out, breaking that round off, reassessing, right, come down. All right, this guy doesn't need any more rounds. Or in competition, I'm moving on to the next target. But this guy doesn't need any more rounds. Take my finger off the trigger, I'm coming back. I just shot, right? So now I'm gonna check and make sure there's nothing else going on around me before I decide to reholster. Now, where the scan and assess came from, there's a couple different thought processes. Street cops use it because once they shot, especially if they're on their own, they need to make sure nobody else is trying to harm them. Two, in my world, in the close quarter combat or close quarter battle world, right, CQB, everything we do on the flat range is supposed to translate into the shoot house or into a live target. So while we scan on the flat range, that's not how we're going to scan in a house. But why are we scanning on the flat range? Well, this is why. Because when you want to do something after you fire, instead of just pulling the gun out and coming back into your holster, right? That's not how that works. So if I come in and I'm sweeping my sector, right, I fire and I continue to sweep my sector and then I sweep back. So we're just trying to do something after we crack the round off to trigger the brain that, hey, there's more work to be done, there's more things to observe, you still have to be moving, you have to do a lot of things after just breaking the round off. This isn't range theatrics where we're just hitting the timer, cracking the round off, pumping it back in. Now, what I see a lot of people doing in scanning that kind of pisses me off, and I get guys on it all the time, this is just my pet peeve, and I'm sure I do other things that piss people off. I'm sure there'll be plenty of things in this video that piss people off. You're not wearing iPro. I don't give a shit. It's my house. I can do whatever the fuck I want. I'm shooting cardboard. I know what my limitations are. If my gun blows up, it's my time to lose my eyesight, I guess, right? But wear eye pro and hearing protection if you're doing it, right? Know the 4 weapon safety rules. Now, what pisses me off is when people come out and they shoot, whap, whap. Oop, here we go. Right, and they come back and they look real fast. You cannot process information that fast. I'm sorry, I don't give a shit if you're a Fortnite gamer. That's just not how that works. You need to take the time when you look. You're like, all right, everything is copacetic. I took in what's going on over here. I took in what's going on over here. Now I feel that it's safe for me to put my pistol away, or to put my pistol away so I can start the next course of fire, more of the same drill, etc. That's kind of what's going on. I'm Roy, and this is R&R Training Consultant Group.